and welcome to another episode of Amrij Ramzan Radiance series. So as you can see by the amazing dress, this look is going to be full glam and it's perfect for those brides who are newlyweds and they'll be attending loads of iftaris but they want to make a lasting impression. So let's start. So I've already moisturized Varisha's face and now I'm going to use the Selfie Ready Primer. You guys know that I've been raving about this one. It is so lightweight on the skin. It blurs out your pores and I love using it in the center of the face. I just feel it helps foundation glide on so smoothly. And if you're someone जिसकी नोज़ी से maybe foundation हट जाती है, investing in a primer is a great option for you because it will help your makeup stay. I'm going to use the creamy concealer in the shade number 6 first as a corrector shade. Since we are doing a more full glam look today, I want to make sure that no discoloration shows through. You can see that this is such a great corrector shade for someone with Varisha's complexion and it's going to blend in perfectly. So if you have any acne marks, if you have any dark spots, what you can do is hide those imperfections before going in with your foundation. So this formula is buildable, it blends in seamlessly. You can see it's looking like literally you cannot even tell that this is a thick layer of concealer or anything like that. It's perfect for daily wear. If you want to build it up, you can use 2 to 3 layers to get the coverage that your skin needs. Now I'm going to use the Flawless Long Lasting Foundation in the shade number 3. For Varisha's skin, this is a very long lasting, radiant finish foundation. It has a very silky and smooth texture. You're going to love it. I'm applying this foundation with a brush because I want a little bit more coverage today. You could always apply your foundation with a sponge, with a brush, with your fingers, whatever works for you, you do. Also, I've been really loving this new packaging that Amrij has come out with. It's so elegant and it's so beautiful. I am really impressed. We're going to do foundation on the neck as well. Obviously, ladies, do not forget your neck. It's very unflattering when your neck is not the same color as your face. Now I'm using shade number 2 to highlight Varisha's face. When you're doing full glam looks, you want to make sure that you're adding in some dimension with contour and highlight. Look here. I've mentioned this previously as well. You want to use a foundation that's very close to the color of your own skin, but you want to highlight with a concealer that's at least 2 to 3 shades lighter. You're going to achieve a very chiseled and perfected look with this. Again, you can use a brush or you can use a sponge and whatever works for you. I'm going to use Dramatic Duet and Daring Dream just a little bit to make sure that everything is exactly how I want it to be. Make sure that you're keeping the contour really high. These powders are really blendable. they're going to work exactly the way you want them to, but you have to make sure that your placement is done very smartly so that your face is not overly brown. Now when it comes to the nose, a lot of people tend to put a very dark color on their nose. You don't need to do that. Choose a shade that's maybe 2 to 3 tones darker only, nothing too intense. As you guys know, Amrij has such a wide range of blushes, beautiful, stunning colors that are very buildable, very pigmented. So this is the shade number 1. I want to do something peachy, something bright, something that pops. So I'm just going to take it very lightly. These blushes are really pigmented, so definitely thoda sa haath halka rakhein, and if you feel that you need to add more, you can build them up. They're very long lasting. Look here please. Especially if you're using a liquid blush underneath and then topping them up. I love that. I'm also going to use the shade 7 to create this ombre blush effect. It's basically called the sunset. It's basically called the sunset blush. And हम इसको focus करेंगे towards the center of the face, जिससे center में एक different color है and side पे gradient में जाके एक different color है. It looks stunning. So now we are going to set the under eye. This is again shade number 2 from the concealer range. For any full glam look, you don't want to over blend the concealer. You want to make sure that there is coverage under your eyes because that's going to accentuate the whole look. I'm going to set it with a bit of loose powder. Now I'm going to quickly move on to the other eye. For full glam looks, I like to leave on my concealer for a minute or 2 before blending it out. That way, concealer जो है थोड़ा thick हो जाता है. It stays on the skin. क्योंकि like now this concealer is very creamy, so of course if you blend it out too much, you'll have to go in with multiple layers and you'll not be able to achieve a full coverage look. But if you let it stay for a little while, this will give you a full coverage effect. So now we're going to use the Selfie Ready Face Powder in shade number 4, which is Classic Ivory. You can see this is what it looks like. It's a great match for Varish. We want to brighten up the complexion with setting powder. So if you have oily skin or if you tend to sweat throughout, this is such a great setting and touch-up powder. If you are a bride, you're getting married, you want to buy a powder, this is one of those things that is a great investment because pehli cheez, it's very easy to apply, it's very lightweight, it's buildable. And secondly, it's very easy to touch up with. For example, if throughout the day you keep adding this to your complexion, it's not going to cake up. It's going to help your makeup stay in place. So I love this powder specifically for hot days. You can see it's adding just a little bit of coverage and it's smoothing out everything. I love the impact that this has. It also has a huge variety of shades. I'm sure you can find your color. If you are Varisha's shade, then go for number 4. Now I'm going to use the Hall of Glow highlighter palette in 01. I'm going to mix these shades all together just like this. Look on the side. And you see it's going to give you this diamond finish that's literally, you're going to shine from a mile away. This palette is so stunning, it's so beautiful. You can see. I'm going to do the same on the other side. I'm sure you guys can see in my tutorials, I love to mix shades, I love to mix textures because I feel sometimes that's the best way to go with most palettes. And another thing that you must do with a palette like this is use this highlight on the neck. So if there is any powder fallout, since we've already set the makeup with powder, you could always take a clean brush and just take them off. We are going to use these sparkle shadows, which are one of my favorite items from Amrij. You need to head out to the store and get these because trust me, they look so beautiful even on camera, even in real life, they are amazing. I actually really like to mix a few of these shadows and create my custom look. Since today I'm doing a full glam look, I'm going to use the shade number 2 on Varisha's eyes. Let's start. A lot of times people like to do their eyes before the face, but if you are like me, I tend to do eyes afterwards. I use a little bit of loose powder to cover under the eyes so that it's easier for me to clean up if there is any fallout. Now, for shade number 2, I'm going to take a little bit of glitter glue. We have the glitter glue. So to apply the sparkle shadow, what I really like to do is take a little bit of glitter glue. You can use any brand, just a little bit. क्योंकि obviously थोड़ी सी जब tacky base होगी तो ये और pop करेंगे and they will stay the whole night. And now I'm taking a flat brush and very gently, just putting them, very gently putting this all over the lid. I'm going to repeat on the other eye. If you use this without glue, आप थोड़ा सा एक lighter effect भी achieve कर सकते हो इससे, like more subtle, more shimmery. But I want to do full glam, so that's why I'm using these with the glue. I really highly recommend these, guys. These are not to be missed. I'm taking the shade number 1. This is Glamorous Gold. Since there is a lot of gold in Varisha's dress, I'm just going to add this in the corner, on the far end of the eye. You guys, this is why I love the pigments and the glitters from Amrij, because they can blend together so seamlessly. You can always create new colors by mixing them together. This is one of my favorite ways to use this. Obviously, as a bridal makeup artist, I'm always looking for new colors and new formulas, and this is a staple in my kit. So you can see it's It's multi-dimensional, it's a little bit of dull gold, it's a little bit of bright gold. I love this. Now I'm going to use this magic product from Amrij. This is their gel liner. This is super pigmented, it's extremely long lasting, and it's super jet black. So this is waterproof. If you are the sort of bride who's very emotional, this product is amazing for you. Now, why I've not used this initially is because a lot of times when we use gel liners, it's very hard to blend them out. But this one I feel works best when I have a base, and when I apply it on top, it looks amazing. So this is definitely waterproof once it sets. And if you are the sort of person who tends to cry a lot, you can use this. In your daily kit, you can use this when you're getting ready for events. You can use this on your wedding too. The wing that we made with eyeshadow, हम उसको इससे neat कर लेंगे. With smoky eyes, with eyes like this, it's best to use an eyeshadow first and then complete your liner. It's going to give you a more enhanced look. To complete this eye look, we're going to use the lash style Suspicious. I've talked about this lash style a gazillion times, even on my platform. This is one of the best lash styles that you can get for your big day, for any special events. If you are a newlywed bride, Suspicious should be your go-to lash. You you can see the right pair of lash elevates your look literally within seconds. Now we're going to use the Divine Mascara by Amrij. I always like to apply my mascaras afterwards, even when I'm doing my own makeup. मैं पहले हमेशा lash लगाती हूँ, and then to set my real lash, and then to merge my real lash with the fake one, I always use a mascara afterwards. And this is my go-to mascara. It's so beautiful. If you do one coat, आपको बहुत natural effect मिलेगा. But if you do 2 coats, wow, this gives amazing volume. I always have this in my bridal kit because you never know when you need that extra volume. This is also a product that does not budge. It stays put even if you are crying, it's not gonna go anywhere. Always make sure कि आपकी false lash और real lash बिल्कुल seamlessly साथ चिपक जाए. Now we're going to do the other eye. So you can see कि मैंने eyes के ऊपर हाथ रखा हुआ है, but these glitters are not coming off. That's how you know that this is a very good quality product. And they're going to stay in place all night long. So we're going to use this matte lip color from Amrij. This is the shade number 6. This is a matte formula. Since the eyes are pretty dark, we want to keep the lips light and more peachy tone. I'm going to take shade 4 as well. So this is going to create the perfect shade for this eye look. I love these 2 shades from this range. You can see the first shade is beautiful on its own, but I want to give it a more peachy vibe, so I'm using shade 4 as well. So if you let this formula dry, it stays on for a very long time, but you need to make sure that you're giving it some time to dry. Do not lick it, do not drink the moment you apply it. Lastly, we're going to use the Quick Fix setting spray because itni jo mehnat ki hai, we want it to last all night long. हमेशा spray आपने दूर से करना है, eyes बंद करके करना है, and अगर कोई pigments वगैरह लगाए हुए हैं तो उससे भी पीछे रख के करना है. This smells really amazing. It helps your makeup last all night long. This is highly recommended. And here you go, a modern, elegant and full glam look for the newlywed bride. You can do this look in Ramzan, on Eid, at any wedding that you're going to. Stay tuned for more radiant makeup tips in this series. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. You can purchase all these products at amrij.pk or any big retailer in Pakistan.